everybody, welcome to Star Corner. So today our guest is Arnulfo and he's been telling us what it's like being a Fulbright in Macedonia and why he has been here for a pretty short time, only a few months, but he has a little while to go. We definitely wanted to film an episode with him. So Arnulfo, thank you so much for coming. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Arnulfo here. I am from Arizona, the US, and I am currently here as an ETA in Mother Teresa University, and ETA stands for English Teaching Assistant.
How did you find out about the program, the Fulbright program?
Yeah, so I found out about the Fulbright program through my advisor towards the end of my last year during my undergrad at Arizona State University. I had traveled abroad prior. She kind of reached out to me. She's like, "Hey, you're a very excelling student, and it seems to like you always do well when you're abroad. So would you be interested in the Fulbright, where you could go abroad and live there for a year and really integrate into the community, into the culture?" So that's kind of how I found about Fulbright, and also it's kind of been on, I guess, the list of programs I've done abroad, especially State Department programs.
Oh, that's great. What motivated you to do like this program? What was your motivation? Like, I'm gonna apply.
Yeah, so one of the motivations for me to kind of apply for this program was after I do my graduate studies, I'm actually looking to get into the foreign service, right, and work as a foreign diplomat, be stationed in different countries. So I feel like this really gives me the foundation of how to work towards that and understand how how different countries live, how different cultures are, the different traditions, different norms, and kind of really build my diplomatic communication and leadership skills.
What was the application process like?
Yeah, the application process was very long and tedious. There was 3 essays I had to do: a personal statement, supplementary project, and a statement of grant purpose, as well as getting references, which are letter of recommendations, and kind of sending all that to my university, who was able to sponsor me to kind of just highlight my application more.
Did you have like any interviews? More of Was it just how were the interviews?
Yeah, so after I went through the first round, the second round, it's when you get interviewed by a committee. I got interviewed by the Arizona State University's committee, and it was a virtual call. There was about 5 people on the call. Each one of them asked me questions, everything from what I'm looking to do in North Macedonia, how I'm gonna integrate into the community, how is this gonna help me professional-wise and even in academia. So they were really kind of picking at my brain as to what I'm looking to really do and how is this gonna help me long-term.
What are you doing currently right now as your purpose of being in North Macedonia? Yeah,
so I'm currently an English teaching assistant at Mother Teresa University, where I teach upper intermediate English and business English. And apart from that, I am doing a research project on security policy.
How's the project been going on with the security policy?
It's been very good. I'm working with the professor that teaches diplomatic negotiations. It's still very in the beginning stages, but so far it's been good, and we're gonna pretty much do a collaborative policy on kind of just security in the region, and how kind of the U.S. can kind of promote any type of regional security in the area.
How do you think this program will help you professionally?
Yeah, I mean, this program is one of the most prestigious in the U.S. when it comes to cultural exchange opportunities. It really helps highlight your resume. It really gives you very prestigious connections, letter recommendations, etc. So this was really going to look good when I apply in the future to like graduate school or eventually when I take my foreign service test. They sometimes ask, have you done State Department programs like Fulbright? So when you tend to check these off, it kind of highlights your application more. And even if I decide to go into the private sector, a lot of private companies know about Fulbright.
Yeah, how do you think this will benefit you? Just like the experience, like what is the overall thing, like exchange basically in Macedonia that you have gained so far into like being here, like the biggest culture shock you have had?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's really been helpful to me as how resilient I am as a person, right? Living abroad for such a long term kind of shows you what you're strong at, where you could kind of make progress and more. It's taught me how to be very diplomatic, how to leverage, I guess, my language skills, how to pick up a foreign language, and overall how to be like a leader.
How do you think you're doing in the language department?
I think I need to work better on it, but I think I have some basic understanding, at least, of Macedonia.
Okay, so Arnulfo, how have the people of Macedonia welcomed you? Did you feel welcomed?
Yeah, I feel very welcomed. A lot of the ways I feel welcomed is just students asking, right, if I want to go grab a coffee. A lot of my colleagues from my university asking me if I want to go on a hike, right? There's a lady there that loves hiking, so when she found out I liked hiking, she's always invited me to go hike, to dinners, and then just people that I've met here, like at American Corners, right, that I come to hang out at, other Fulbrighters that I'm able to also establish connections with, and just kind of, yeah.
What's your favorite memory you have made until now? Because you're gonna make a lot more amazing memories, definitely.
Right.
What's your favorite now that you've made?
I think one of the coolest memories I've made so far is actually going with one of my colleagues from Mother Teresa University out to East Macedonia and hiking out there, like a little bit past Steep. It's between Steep and Kochani. Can't remember really the mountain, but that was really cool experience.
Where is your historical, basically hero in Macedonia that's from here?
Yeah, so I would probably have to say Mother Teresa. Not only because I'm at the University of Mother Teresa, but because I've seen a lot of the humanitarian work that she did, and she was from Skopje. So
Yes, definitely. She's a historical figure. What will you miss the most about Macedonia?
definitely the coffee, the good coffee, the fresh food, and just the hospitality that I've received from here. My students, the people I've worked with, the people I have met, the people I've made connections with. But regardless.
Okay, so Arnulfo, what have you been your interest since coming to Macedonia?
So one of my huge interests I've been able to do while I'm here, apart from the project works I've been doing, is kind of visiting a lot of the archaeological sites, a lot of the landmarks, not only in Skopje, but kind of in surrounding areas. I've been able to visit a lot of also outdoors areas. So one of my favorite things I was able to do was walk actually from Vodna to Matka Canyon, and that was an awesome hike. I was able to really see a lot of the, I guess, countryside from Macedonia, and then a lot of museums.
How long did the hike take?
The hike took about like 4 hours.
Were you not tired?
I was very tired.
Oh my god, that's so long. I just cannot imagine. What was your favorite place that you have visited since being here?
Yeah. So my favorite place that I've been able to visit while I've been here, apart from Skopje, is Ohrid. Ohrid is nice. Matka Canyon, as I had mentioned, and then I didn't mention this one, but Vilis. I went to a vineyard there, so it was very nice to see that open countryside. Very different from the city life of Skopje.
Yeah, it's very different.
Yeah.
The countryside and the city, like sometimes you just need to take a break from the city. What's your favorite food that you have tried here?
Yeah, one of my favorite foods, probably snack-wise, is ayvad. And then one of my favorite, I guess, dishes from Macedonia is pastrami. Pastrami, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And then just a lot of the regional food also from the area. So shivapi, burek, baklava, and also the coffee here in Macedonia. Huge coffee culture, so I love my espressos, macchiatos. It's very good.
Have you tried Turkish coffee?
I have tried Turkish coffee. It's very good also. Very strong.
Do they have it like in America? Do people drink it usually there?
No, in America, it's such a fast-paced life that we don't really have time to sit down and grab a coffee. And if we do grab a coffee, it's just kind of like at the local Starbucks or Dutch Bros, where it's like very sugary, and we just kind of grab it and go. And yeah, it's not very, I guess, in depth when it comes to kind of like the art of coffee.
What does your day-to-day life look here compared to the US? Like, what's the biggest difference you think that, like, everyday life?
So my day-to-day life here is very more relaxed. In the US, I'm always doing something from morning to evening. It's very fast-paced. One thing I like about here, it's kind of you're able to actually take a breath here, right? You're kind of able to kind of like go back, step back, have kind of relax. I have a lot of time on my hands. I tend to notice, whereas like in the U.S., especially because everything's so spread out in the U.S., you tend to lose a lot of time, like just driving, right? But here I have a lot of more time, so that allowed me to pick up more hobbies. Right, so do a lot of more hiking, reading, learning the languages from the region. Yeah, just learning more about Macedonia.
What do you think you're gonna miss the most when you go back? I mean, you've been pretty months, like a few months here, but what do you think you're gonna miss the most about here?
I think one of the things I'm really gonna miss the most here is probably the fresh food and the coffee. In the U.S., I kind of mentioned we don't tend to have a coffee culture, and then the food is very different made in the US, whereas here I tend to see a lot of the products are very fresh, freshly made bread, freshly made like ayvas bread, and a lot of the dishes. So definitely the food.
What do you think you do miss the most about home? Like, how did your family also like react, friends, or when you told them like, hey, look, I'm doing an exchange?
Right. So my family reacted kind of by first and foremost saying, why do I want to leave for such a long time, right? And then the second question was asking me, where are you going and where is Macedonia?
Did you know where it was, you personally?
Yeah, so I'm one of the few Americans that, yes, I knew where Macedonia was just because I'm a huge history buff and geography nerd. So I knew where Macedonia was. But one of the things I really miss back from home is my friends, my family, and just American life.
Do you think you're gonna miss Macedonia when you go back home?
Yes, I am gonna miss Macedonia when I go back. It's gonna feel like my second home, and I'll probably have a reverse cultural shock when I go back to the U.S.
What's the biggest culture shock like here you've had the most one, like in the day life that you have seen?
I think for sure just cultural traditions from North Macedonia, social norms, a lot of things we don't do back in the U.S. but are very the norm here. Coffee culture being one, where that's kind of like shocked me of being able to kind of sit down, have coffee, right? In the U.S., like I mentioned, it's kind of you grab your coffee and then you go.
What's the most words you use, like phrases in Macedonia?
Yeah, so most of the words I use a lot is Stravo, right? Kakosi.
So tell us a bit about your college degree. What did you major in? What was it back home? The differences between the college, like here and there.
Yeah. So I majored in global affairs with a minor in political economy and international business. Apart from that, I did a lot of research in foreign policy, national security, and corporate law. So that's kind of my background. The difference between my university back home in Arizona and here is probably the campus size, right? How the degrees are administered, kind of the different areas of studies you could do here. Also kind of, I guess, the overall difference in structure, how it is here. I know back in the US we have the option during our undergrad to kind of do like sub-minors, right? So you have your field that you're focusing on, your major, but you could also do kind of like a sub field, or you could do a concentration. Something else, you could pick up a foreign language, which I think you could do here. It's just in the US you have more variety of foreign language training. But I would probably have to say the size of the campus, because I went to Arizona State University, which the campus is pretty big. I can't tell you exactly how big it is, but I know it's the biggest in all of Arizona, apart from the other two state universities there, and one of the biggest in the Southwest.
Why did you choose your major? Like, to all the people who are going basically into college, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, how to choose your major?
Yes.
I would say definitely go into a major you feel passionate about, right? Look at your background, where you come from, what are you looking to do long term. Definitely choose a field where you're gonna be very motivated, right, to learn the subject. I think that's what made it for me very easy. I was always a student of history. I was always very interested on relationships between countries, kind of world affairs. So for me, choosing my background, my field of study was very, I guess, keen to what I wanted to do long term. But definitely, one advice I would have to students is see what you want to do long term, right? See where you see yourself in 10 years, and then go based off of that, and it will just make the whole overall process easier.
Is the college system like, because the high school system is, I can say, like pretty different, like from what I've seen and I've heard, but is it college as different as well in here and the US?
Yeah, so the class systems are definitely bigger in the US. We tend to have lecture halls, so huge just halls with like 400 students in there, 300 students in there. And it's kind of like those movies that you see, American movies, where you have the professor at the very bottom and then you just have a lot of students around. And the overall structure of universities are different too. One thing I noticed here right away, as kind of like, Macedonia doesn't have like fraternities, sororities, right? Even in the US, we're very big on sports. So we have a lot of, basketball teams, college, American football, even soccer, volleyball. So just kind of those things. And then we have a lot of like extracurricular clubs as well. So there are a lot of opportunities to kind of see what you like and then move around and see where you kind of fit in.
That's so great. I wish we had it here as well. Like, I think a lot of people would enjoy some extracurricular activities.
Right.
So would you recommend this program to other people?
Yes, I would definitely recommend this program not only to other Americans to kind of, get out of your your bubble, right, your comfort bubble, and go abroad, live in another country, pick up a language. I think it's not only a cool way to live abroad for such a long term, but it also kind of makes you resilient, right? It kind of helps understand how other cultures function, norms. But I would definitely also recommend people from North Macedonia to apply to the Fulbright, to go to the US, to learn about American culture, to pick up American higher education, and understand really how Americans live on a day-to-day basis.
What would you recommend to anybody? Your experience, like what your advice be to give to them? What would that be? The advice we give to people who are currently doing their exchange?
Yeah, I would say be open-minded, right? I think when you go abroad, you can't really go kind of with a narrow-minded. You really have to be open, right? You have to be open to trying new foods, to hearing languages around you, not be kind of intimidated by it, but rather use that as a way to kind of further develop yourself as a person and grow as a person, and make just relationships with anybody around that's in your proximity, and kind of really just understand the different cultures.
What are the 3 words you use to describe your experience?
Oh, 3 words. Awesome, fun, and probably resilient.
Okay, thank you Arnulfo so much for being our guest today.
Tonight, feel whole. So get ready now, the show's just begun.